Expected lines at the death of Tamil Nadu's Amma would throw normal life out of gear across the state, especially in Chennai. Many people face a tough time getting on with their normal life as buses, rickshaws, taxis, essential services, and many other services were suspended in the city. But several techies came to the rescue of the people. My colleague Deepak spoke to the techies who came to the rescue of the common man. Let's listen in.
When the news of the Tamil Nadu Chief Minister J.Jeyalalitha passing away spread across Chennai, now the entire city came to a standstill. Bus services were stopped, petrol bunks shut down, restaurants, shops, everything was closed. Now, there were several cases of emergencies that were reported across Chennai, but nobody really to attend to it. Now, a few techies in Chennai decided that they will change that, they will do their bit to help the people in need and started an initiative on social media which in fact became so viral that they got over 250 emergency calls in about 24 hours after the death of Jeyalalitha. Now, I have the techies here with me. In fact, one of them, Basit, was the one who initiated all of this. Basit, firstly, I'd like to congratulate you because it was an initiative that helped so many people. If you could tell us how it all started.
So it started by 6 o'clock. I was rushing to my home like other Chennaites how they did. When I was rushing, I saw that there was a big traffic and all the main taxi guys, they stopped the service. So people were standing outside all the things. So immediately I made one announcement in my Facebook page. So we are arranging a big volunteering team. Whoever needs to support, please support this. Whoever wants to volunteer, please comment on my page. So immediately what we did is me and Balaji, then we had a phone call and we decided we have to pick all the volunteers in each and every area who is having a bike or car. Who is suffering, they can call us. We will divert the call to the local volunteers so that they can pick and they can drop their people in the home. So that's how it started. And then again, my number and Balaji number shared in the Facebook, and it went viral.
And also here, you said it started going viral, the message. How many volunteers really joined you after this? Because on social media at that point, we understand that people started replying to your post itself. So how many volunteered? We're not talking about the just get to that.
So more than 200 volunteers joined across the city. In first 2 hours to 3 hours, we got near about 100 volunteers. And throughout the whole day, if you talk about the whole day, we got near about 200 volunteers. And we put some volunteers in a central railway station, and we deployed some people in a airport. We got more inquiries in these two areas, so that's the reason we both employed them in this whole thing, and we got more calls we got as a volunteers. So we consolidated this at 200 actually, and we made a database, and whoever called, we divert the calls to them, and they picked them, and whatever they asked for help, and they did actually.
Even out of this, if you could take us through some of the interesting calls that came to you, because we understand that you even relocated an entire wedding and you helped them out because that had to be called off because the wedding hall were not allowing for the wedding to happen. Some of the interesting stories that if you could take us.
Yeah, actually it's like the most peak period of this total exercise started in night 12 o'clock when the CM's death was announced. Not 12 o'clock, actually at 7:30 when it was previously it was rumors being spread. So at that time it was the peak hour, so that people were not properly planned for what is going to happen. So then that is when we got a lot of calls. So when we put this in the Facebook, the most tragic story was there was a guy's father died, and he was in some other place in Tiruvallur, and the family is relocated. For example, the guy is in Ambattur in his office and his family is in Palavakam. Ambattur is 50 kilometers from there. The family which is staying in another 25 kilometers is in the East Coast Road. So what we did is we found volunteers. A volunteer named Suresh from Thiruvanmiyur was very near to Palavakam. He took them for it was around 2 o'clock or in the night. So he took them from Palavakam, and Ambattur, the other guy took them from Ambattur. Both were sent to Central Station, and they were sent through a train because the train was functioning till then. So then they were sent back to the death place which has happened. So this is something we did very interesting. The other thing is There was a marriage which was stopped in Avadi, and the total marriage hall was closed, and the total family has to be shifted to Villivakam, and there was no vehicles allowed. So we arranged a lot of buses and vehicles to shift an entire marriage crowd to another place, and then the marriage happened in the evening. So that is another thing.
Would you like to thank all the volunteers, because you said some of them were not even, you didn't even see some of them, but they've still been of great help to you.
Yeah, so we would like to just be initiated. It all thing happened because of the volunteer force, and they came forward immediately. So the Chennai reacts very immediate, and more than 100 and 200, 100 to 200 volunteers reacted, and they were in the ground the whole day. Actually, some of the people we put them in airport. They were standing from a morning o'clock to afternoon 3 o'clock. So, and some of the people standing in central railway station with the car and bike the whole day. So we would like to thank all the volunteers. Basically, whoever we don't know, because most of the people we don't know who they are, and they reacted, they came forward, and they helped us a lot. Thank you so much.
I think you've all done a great job. I'd like to congratulate each one of you all. I think a lot of people who needed that help have got it because of you. Well, while the news of the Tamil Nadu Chief Minister J.Jeyalalitha's death, in fact, spread grief across the state of Tamil Nadu and even in Chennai, but Good Samaritans, like I said, the work that they've done really brings a smile on the faces of many and really help the people who need, and it's in fact a very, very great gesture. With camera person Madan, this is Deepak Bopna reporting for News 9 from Chennai.